going on, everyone? It's Dr. Mondo, and I'm just taking a break in between sessions here with my clients to give you guys an update on my 30-day whole foods plant-based journey that has now crept on to day 37. So 30 days is up, and I just wanted to give you guys kind of some feedback on how I'm doing, how I'm feeling. Again, 30 days ago, I wanted to take this journey to just really see if I could follow through on the convictions that were placed on my heart after watching the documentary Forks Over Knives 4 years ago. And I wanted to blog about my experience trying a whole foods plant-based diet. And with that diet, I got a coach, and my coach is from the Forks Over Knives community, Sharon McRae. Sharon has been a tremendous help. She's been watching me record my food daily onto a Google document where she comes and she comments. She sends me emails. She gives me feedback. She's with me on the tough days. She's with me to celebrate as I go through this journey. And it's been such an amazing journey. 30 days just flew by, to the point that once I hit the 30-day marker, I went and did my blood test results, which I want to tell you about right now. But I also wanted to keep going, and as you see some of these blood test results, you'll kind of get you'll get some of the reason behind why I want to keep going. It's not just the blood test results really that have made me want to stick with this. The honest truth is that I have not felt better in ever. In ever is not a time, right? I was going to say in years, but I've never felt this good. And I've weighed less than I do right now, even though I'm not weighing myself. I could tell by the way my clothes are fitting that I've weighed less than this. But in terms of the energy that I have, it's incredible. And so really all I've been going off this entire time has been energy and how my clothes fit. The marker of doing blood work 30 days after being on a whole foods plant-based diet was really going to be my indicator of what's going on inside of me. Now, I was warned by Coach Sharon. She said, look, don't put everything on these blood tests. Some people are doing dramatic transformations. They're really changing their health. They have more energy. They're sleeping better. They're having less digestive issues, all of which I experienced myself. But she said, but sometimes the blood work doesn't show that. So don't put everything on the blood test results. So I knew that kind of going in. In fact, it's interesting. I don't have a plant-based doctor. I have a good doctor, but I emailed him and I said, I want to get some blood test results. He said, hey, great, glad you're doing the plant-based thing, but no, we don't need to do blood work after 30 days. Nothing is going to happen, unfortunately. It takes longer to see change. So I kind of pushed him a little bit. Sometimes we have to advocate for what we want. And I said, I just want to see what my blood test results can show me about this journey. And I know that from watching the documentaries and reading the literature that even in 10 days, your blood test results can change somewhat dramatically. And so I wanted to see if it's possible through 30 days. So with no further ado, let me kind of tell you a little bit about what I found out. There was two big levels that I want to zero in on. And I want to remind you, I'm not a medical doctor, okay? I might have a doctor in front of my name, but doctorate of psychology. So this is completely different. This is out of my scope of practice. So I'm going to be relaying back to you some of what I learned about these blood test results. But the biggest thing that stands out here, and I'm going to go ahead and just show you the chart, is really what you look at is my cholesterol levels. So everyone, when we hear cholesterol, we typically know that tends to be a marker for health. It's a marker that we're aware of. And we also know that higher cholesterol has been linked to heart disease, it's been linked to stroke, early death, all the stuff we want to obviously avoid. So here's what I want to show you is that I started doing my blood work back in 12 of 2013. You can see it was at 240. Now my weight has fluctuated with some time. The lowest weight that I ever was at, it was around 520 2016. And around that time I got my cholesterol done. You could see my cholesterol dropped, but I was working my butt off in the gym. I was eating mostly a paleo diet to get down to that point. And you could see I went down to 213, which still I would like to bring a little bit lower at that point, but it was, it was pretty darn good, a huge improvement from 2013. Here's the absolutely crazy part. If you look at 8/25/2017, that was 30 days ago, my cholesterol was 241. It was dangerously high. It wasn't considered high cholesterol to the point where I needed to be necessarily on a statin, but it was something that my doctor said, let's keep an eye on. Within 30 days, it went to 208. Again, 30 days, just eating whole foods, plant-based, and loving it, by the way, I should say. It went from 241 to 208. I was absolutely shocked. I mean, you could see just the consistency of these lines, and then you can see this giant drop, and that's just in 30 days of eating whole foods, plant-based. So this was the first one, the cholesterol, that was pretty shocking. I lowered my cholesterol nearly 40 points in just 30 days. So absolutely incredible. The other one that I'll show you here too is low density lipoprotein, and so it's LDL levels. LDL is basically, you don't want this to be high. You want this to be as low as possible. And the reason for that being is that, of course, from what I've been educated on, this is the amount of kind of blood or fat that's being released into your blood. We know that's, has something to do with your arteries. And again, let a doctor explain all of that to you. I'm not that kind of doctor, although I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express last evening. That's a joke. But anyway, you could see 156 back in December 2013. And then you could see when I did this initial 30-day immersion on 8/25/2017, 168 on my LDL. Folks, that is not good at all. Like, not good. Again, my doctor at that time didn't say, like, I'm really concerned. He says, it's a little high. Let's keep an eye on it. But when I talked to other people in the health field, they said 168 is not trending in a good direction, especially when you could see it climb from 140 back in my fittest time, 5/20/2016. So what did it do in 30 days? It went down 34 points. Here's what it looks like to go down 34 points on your LDL. That's a sharp decline, right? Just falling off a cliff, and I want to keep falling off that cliff. So 134. So again, with my cholesterol and my LDL, it's my lowest numbers I have had since I started measuring them in 2013 with my doctors at Kaiser. The lowest numbers I've had with cholesterol and LDL, both of which have been linked, of course, to heart disease, stroke, all the bad stuff. And again, with just 30 days, we saw dramatic results with that. Again, it's just to show you that, I don't know. I always say proof is in the pudding. For me, that's a lot of proof right there. People keep saying, but why not weigh yourself? Wouldn't that be some proof? For me personally, no, I'm not going to weigh myself. I'm going to continue to resist that metric. And the reason for that is that it's congruent with what I teach. It's congruent with what I believe in, that sometimes for us, we can get too caught up in the number on a scale. At the end of the day, I might see a really nice number, and then I start gaming the system, and I start saying, okay, well, now I can do whatever I want because I saw that good number. Or, no, oh my God, I'm frustrated. I put in so much hard work, and as a result of me not seeing the number that I want, I'm going to really go off the rails now. I don't want to play the scale game anymore. I'm over it. In fact, I've gotten to a point where, and as I encourage you to rewrite your story, my identity is no longer in any way, shape, or form tied to the scale. The scale is a metric for me, but it's not the metric that I really care about. The metrics that I care about right now is my energy level. The metrics I care about is how engaged I am with life. Am I doing things that I wasn't doing 30 days ago in terms of my physical fitness level, in terms of my engagement socially in life, as a result of feeling better? All of those things are positively trending in the right direction. And then the other thing is, let's look at some real metrics here too about blood test results. There are so many ways to lose weight but not have good numbers with your cholesterol, with your LDL. I'm living proof, because as you could see, when I was in the best physical shape, when I was working out like crazy, eating real clean as I thought it at the time, my LDL and my cholesterol were not as good as they are right now in 30 days of simply changing the way I eat. I just published an article. People ask, what do you eat? Are you just eating vegetables? Absolutely not. My God, if you only knew what I'm eating. I am still a foodie. I will never lose that part of my identity. I love what I eat, and I always will look for what's tasty. But what I have found is there's a lot of ways to eat healthy, but also feel good. I never knew the two could be paired. I thought it was an either or. Pick a lane. You want to be a foodie and eat what tastes good and then be asleep on a couch an hour later, or do you want to eat something for fuel and feel good as a result of that. I now found there's a way to do both. And so this may sound like an infomercial. I'm not selling a darn thing other than just wanting to pay it forward and let all of you guys know out there that, again, this page, this social media blog that I have, it's all about helping you rewrite your story, reshift and renegotiate your relationship with food. This is just my story. This is not me condemning anyone out there that's doing, rewriting their story in any other way, right? So many different diets out there, but I happen to believe a lot in this approach, and for a lot of reasons, and there's a couple that I'll just finish up with, but one is the fact that I've had no cravings in this 38 days, like none. I've been around pizza, fried chicken, cheeseburgers, all stuff that I would call trigger foods. Well, guess what? Now that it's out of my system, I don't crave it, like at all. You know, I'm around it all the time and it just doesn't bug me. People go, oh my God, it must take a lot of willpower. There is no willpower that I am demonstrating, like at all. It's just my body doesn't crave it. It's crazy. And I only realize it after taking it out of my system. The other thing is that I have gone 5 weekends now almost. It'll be 5 weekends this weekend without cheating. You know, even at my healthiest, I'd eat 6 days on, 1 day off. I always was doing that. So for me to be able to stick to this for 7 days and stick to it, not because I have to, because I want to, is something that I just can't help but want to share with everyone else and say, gosh, if you're considering doing this, you know, again, if you've watched Forks Over Knives and you think there's something that seems to make sense, if you're struggling with chronic illnesses, this is an approach that you might want to give some consideration to. I don't think you have to break up with your gym. I don't think you have to break up with your friends to be able to start eating this way. And the final thing is that our system right now, where we live, where we are currently situated, especially if we're in Northern California, we live in a hotbed of amazing farm to fork restaurants that love the challenge of cooking farm to fork vegetables, farm to fork grains, beans. If you go in there and you ask what kind of vegan options do you have, and if you make the request that, hey, look, I'm trying to avoid oil for the most part, I'm just trying to keep it as clean as possible, these chefs almost they revere the opportunity to be put up to the challenge to make something really good and tasty. And right now it is it's not farm to fork, excuse me, it's Vegan Chef Challenge Month happening in Sacramento. So if you live on or near the grid in downtown Sacramento, there's over 35 restaurants that traditionally do not offer vegan options that are offering whole foods, plant-based options for you. So there's plenty of ways to do it. I just encourage you guys to give it a shot. Let how you feel be really the big guide to this. And if you feel anything like I do, then you're going to probably be making some of these videos or writing some of these blog articles and just trying to encourage more people out there to let them know you don't have to make a choice. You could still be a foodie, you could still love your food, but you could still find a way to eat dinner like I do at 7 o'clock and go, wow, I have a burst of energy from the food I just ate. I'm not ready to go to sleep just yet. That is the life that can be, you know, right in front of you if you take the opportunity to give this stuff a shot. If you're looking for more resources, again, you know, I'll just throw out a shout out to my coach. She actually prefers that I don't give her a ton of shout outs, but I can't help not give her these shout outs. That Sharon McRae, she's absolutely amazing. She's located in Maryland. I work with her over the phone via Skype. I'm actually going to be doing a Skype session with her, or excuse me, a Facebook Live next week where you guys can ask questions. But she's amazing. A coach helps so much. There's another coach here in Sacramento, Linda Middlesworth. You know her from the video that I just did. She's 73 years old, although none of you would believe it. She's in amazing shape. She's been plant-based whole foods for 30 years. She has 30-day programs that she does. They're fairly inexpensive. She runs the Sacramento Vegan Society. It's free to join that. There are so many resources. So, you know, again, there's coaches out there. And then, of course, there's some articles that I wrote recently. And one of the articles I wrote is my 5 favorite recipes, my 5 staples of what's worked for me in this 30 days, and then the 5 places around here that have really helped me when I go out to eat. So 5 restaurants you can go to and maintain a vegan, whole food, plant-based diet. So I hope you guys are having a great day. I'm fired up. Blood tests look good, and I think they're going to look even better in 30 days, and I have no plans of stopping anytime soon. People have asked me, does this mean you're officially a vegan now? Do I need to start changing things on my profile? I'm resisting all of that day at a time. But I can tell you today, I have no plans on eating meat or dairy or much oil tomorrow. I just don't. So day by day, but right now I can tell you I have no plans of that. And I hope that I can stay on this journey, not because I feel like I have to, but because I want to. And so far, that's where I'm at. So hope you guys have a great Wednesday and more updates to come.